Hey guys, I'm Ghost and welcome back to Tarkov University. In this video, we are breaking down the best keys for Shoreline and Escape from Tarkov. This is part of an ongoing series where we go map by map and cover the keys that are actually worth bringing into your raids. There are a total of 47 keys for the Shoreline map, but only about 19 of them are worth carrying for loot. Apart from the loot keys, there are 8 keys that you will need to complete every task on Shoreline. In this video, we are not going to list every single key for Shoreline because as you can see, most of the keys just unlock rooms that are simply not worth your time. Instead, we'll be focusing on keys that provide either consistent loot, quest progression, or strong long-term value. As always, I'll show a full recommended key list at the start that you can screenshot if you'd like, and then we'll break down where each lock is on the map and what's actually behind it. Let's get into it. Okay, as discussed, take a look at the screen here. This is a list of the 8 keys that you will need to complete every quest on the Shoreline map. I recommend holding on to at least one of these keys if you find them, and then feel free to sell any duplicates after that. If you haven't unlocked the flea market, you're either going to have to barter for these from the traders or find them in your raids. The best way to find keys throughout your raids is to search jackets, filing cabinets, and the pockets and backpacks of any scavs that you take down. Now take a look here. Putting all the quests aside, these are the keys that I believe should be a standard part of your kit anytime you head to Shoreline. Again, take a good look or feel free to screenshot this if you'd like. Now let's break down what these keys actually do. The first set of keys we're going to discuss are all going to be located at the health resort. To speed this up for you and for general reference purposes, if you are standing directly in front of the health resort, the call out for this middle area is what's known as admin. Then everything to the left of admin is going to be the west wing, and that will feature your red keys, and then everything to the right is going to be the east wing, and those will be the blue keys. You can easily tell which floor a key is meant for by the first number in the name. For example, the first key on our list is the West Wing 104 key. This unlocks the 104 room on the first floor of the West Wing, located just here. Behind the lock, you will find multiple loose medical and stim spawns, including a LEDX, electronics, cash, and even a blue labs keycard spawn. The West 112 key unlocks room 112 on the first floor of the West Wing, located just here. Behind the lock, you can find up to 4 duffel bags, loose food and drinks, and there is even another blue labs keycard spawn. Moving up to the second floor now, you can either get the West Wing 203 or 205 key. You only need one of these because the rooms are connected via the balcony. Behind the lock, you will find med cases, med bags, duffel bags, weapon and toolboxes, loose medical and electronic loot, including a LEDX and GPU spawn. Apparently, there's also a Red Labs keycard spawn in room 203. I just want to take a quick moment and throw out a little disclaimer. While it is true LEDX and red keycards and blue keycards and yellow keycards and all these keycards can spawn in these rooms, the spawn rate is incredibly low. Yes, it is possible, and if you check the room 100 times, maybe you'll find it 1 or 2 times. But what we're doing here is talking about what could spawn in these rooms, and that's what makes these worth checking every time you come to Shoreline for loot. I would try to encourage you guys to not get discouraged if you open some of these rooms and there's no LEDX. Instead, I would recommend you run 2 to 3 raids and search every single one of these rooms. And if after 2 to 3 raids and searching every single one of these rooms you don't find a single LEDX, I would be genuinely shocked. Alright, moving on to the West 216 key. This is obviously going to unlock the 216 key on the second floor of the West Wing, located just here. Behind the lock, you can find multiple weapon and grenade boxes, some loose ammo, medical and stim loot, including a LEDX, and other electronic spawns like the GPU, Tetris, Moonshine, and even an M4 spawn. This next key is pretty cool. The West 218 key unlocks the corresponding room on the second floor of the West Wing. But if you go in this room, you'll actually get balcony access to rooms 221 and 222, where you can find weapon racks and boxes, as well as med bags and medical loot, ammo. There's an RSAS spawn, and then there's even a LEDX and red keycard spawn. The West 220 key unlocks the corresponding room on the second floor of the West Wing, and behind the lock, you'll find up to 4 weapon boxes, a wooden crate, some loose medical and stim loot, and other multiple loose valuable spawns. The West 301 key unlocks room 301 on the third floor of the West Wing, located just here, and if you go inside here, you'll actually get balcony access to room 304 as well. Across these 2 rooms, you can find loose valuables and electronics. There are also 2 PCs, a weapon box, some medical and stim loot, including a LEDX and defib spawn, as well as GPU spawns and an SV98 spawn. The West 306 key unlocks room 306 on the 3rd floor of the West Wing, located just here. And behind this lock, you can find 2 dead scavs, up to 2 med cases, loose medical loot, including a LEDX spawn, weapon attachments, food and drinks, and even an M4 spawn. Moving over to the East Wing now, the East 107 key unlocks room 107 on the 1st floor of the East Wing, located just here. Behind the lock, you're going to find med bags, med cases, and even a possible duffel bag and loose electronics and cash. There's also some medical loot, including a LEDX spawn here, so East 107 is always worth checking. Now the Sanitar or San blue tape key unlocks room 110 on the 1st floor of the East Wing, located just here. Behind the lock, you're going to find a PC, a possible suitcase, some loose electronics and valuables and cash, stuff like that. And then there's also several medical spawns, including ophthalmoscopes and LEDX. Make sure when you come in here, you're checking around the toilet and inside the shower. The East 206 key unlocks room 206 on the 2nd floor of the East Wing, located just here, and this will also give you access to room 205. Across the 2 rooms, you can find multiple weapon boxes, some med cases, duffel bags, weapon rack, loose weapons and stims, stuff like that. And there's also a red keycard spawn in room 206. Next, you either need the East 222 or 226 key, because both of these rooms are connected up on the 2nd floor via the balcony. Together, these rooms contain weapon and grenade boxes, tool boxes, a weapon rack, loose valuables and electronics, medical loot, and LEDX spawns in both rooms. I actually love these rooms. I usually find a LEDX in here. The next set of keys actually pair together as well, and that is the East 306 or 308 key. Again, these rooms are connected via the balcony, and together they have 4 PCs, a weapon box, a weapon rack, a med case. You can also find loose valuables, a LEDX spawn, a DVL, and a moonshine spawn in here. Next up is the East 310 key. Behind this lock, you can find up to 2 duffel bags, as well as several loose high-value loot spawns. If you get the East 313 key, you'll also have access to room 314. These rooms are connected via the balcony. Across the 2 rooms, you're going to find weapon boxes, med bags, loose medical loot, including a LEDX spawn, weapon attachments, tools, cash, food and drinks, stuff like that. Up next is the East 316 key. Behind this lock, you'll find multiple weapon boxes, a possible med bag, and several loose weapon attachments, ammo, and an SV98 spawn. There's also a red keycard spawn in here as well. And the last health resort key that I recommend is the East 328 key. Behind this lock, you'll find a PC, a possible duffel bag, loose weapon attachments, electronics, GPUs, Tetrises, and a LEDX spawn. Make sure you hold on to the East 328 key. This one's very good. And that does it for our resort keys. We're going to now move on to 2 keys that I recommend for outside of the resort. The HEP Station storage key unlocks the USEC storage room on the 2nd floor inside the hydroelectric power station, located just here on the map. Behind the lock, you'll find 3 weapon boxes, loose weapon attachments, and an intelligence folder spawn on the wooden table. And the last key on our list is the Voron's Hideout key. This key can be used to unlock Voron's room on the 1st floor of the hydroelectric power station, located just here on the map. Behind the lock, you can find 1 to 2 duffel bags, some high-end modded weapons, armor plates, stims, and a LEDX and ophthalmoscope spawn. There's also a violet keycard spawn in here as well. The reason the Voron's Hideout key is last on this list, despite being such a good room, is that in order to get this key, you need to play Arena. If you guys have been following the channel for any length of time, you know that I don't play Arena, and I try to keep my content focused around the main Escape from Tarkov game. And that's it. Out of the 47 usable keys on Shoreline, these are the ones that I actually think are worth carrying if your goal is making money. Hopefully this saves you from wasting millions of rubles on keys for rooms that have basically nothing worth opening. If this guide helped you out, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Escape from Tarkov guides. And if you recommend a key that I didn't, let me know what it is down in the comments and why you recommend it. I also need to shout out Commandeer the Ship in our merch store. If you guys have been enjoying the music that I feature during my live streams, you can pick up that album from Commandeer the Ship for yourself. It's available for download on my website. You can find a link to the merch store located down below. Also, since seasonal just dropped, make sure you use the code CORD10 in order to get 10% off your entire order at checkout. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ghost, and I'll see you in the next raid.
Blinding me.